WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. I have a Secret Highland. I have something that was distilled in July of 2006, bottled in July of 2020, so it's 14 years old. This is a refill sherry hogshead. I think it's a refill sherry hogshead. 14 years old, cask number 65, numbers of bottle 363, 53.2%, and this bottle was actually here from Whisky Doris. So she has this beautiful little label here, little lady there, and it's part of her Art Nouveau series. Yeah, very, very nice. So, 80 euros, by the way. Whiskybase number 192412. This was a Germany exclusive, sold out within days. What happened was one of my super fans, Patreon, he wrote and said, Jason, there's this new bottle from WhiskyJason everyone's talking about because it's a Kleinlich cask strength. And I was like, oh, Kleinlich? And it was like, okay, good. Secret Highland, Highlands, and we Google a little bit, and everyone says this is Kleinlich, this is Kleinlich. And it's okay, good. I'll buy it. 80 euros, can't go wrong. You're paying almost 3 times that now for a signatory vintage cask strength collection from Kleinlich. So I thought, well, why not? So I did a bottle share, and now I have it in front of me. So if it is Kleinlich, what do you have to compare it to? Well, you have to compare it to Kleinlich. So here's the tin and here's the bottle. So now I did a blind advents calendar in German. And one of the bottles in my blind advents calendar was a Kleinlich 14. Now I like Kleinlich 14, I thought, until I did this blind. I absolutely tore this to pieces. And then I pulled out my solutions and looked at it, was like, no. And I pulled out a old bottle with a tiny little heel in it and compared the two, and the heel was much better than what we had in the sample from the advents calendar. I was frustrated, I was disappointed, I was humbled, I was absolutely sad because I like Kleinlich 14. And then I said, okay, good, got a new bottle over there, open it up, try it, like it. I think I had a bad batch. That's what my excuse is at the moment, all right? So let's just call it bad batch, a batch variation. This one is much better, and I like it. Now, we're not here to review the Kleinlich 14. We're here to use it as a benchmark, as a comparison. Now, this here has a dry, no, not, is it dried fruit? It's okay, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I would go to a discount supermarket, and every once in a while I'd buy pears. I would not spend a lot of money and buy the best pears. And some of these pears had like a 1/4-inch thick skin. And you'd bite into them, you'd chew on that skin and chew on that skin and chew on that skin. And that was what I'm getting here. I'm getting a pear skin chew. Now, it's a little minerally, and it's a little dry. But I don't get the waxiness at the moment here from the Kleinlich over here. Like it much better. More honey. And here I don't get hardly any sherry. If I stick my nose in here long enough, in the very, very back, I will get a light touch of something red fruitiness. But it's more imagination than it is probably what I really can detect. I mean, look at the color. I just compare these two, all right? This is artificial coloring. This is sherry. This is artificial coloring. This is sherry. This is sherry. Now, I complain about it when sherry's too dark, and I complain about when sherry's too light. You just can't do me right, can you? So sorry. All right, let's try this. Cheers. 80 euros, sold out very, very quickly, as I mentioned, especially when the rumor started being passed around. Kleinlich. Cheers. Mm-hmm. There is a little bit more alcohol in there than I would prefer. There's a tiny little bite there. It's a little sharp. That mineral moment stays. It has a little bit of a weird type of pear, apple, and lychee. That fruit from Asia that's in some drinks now. What really helps this whiskey is water. So I'm going to bring it down to 46%. And some people say time help as well. I will never know. I never give my whiskey as much time as everyone else wants to give it. So 46%, roundabout. I did not drink it. I shared it, and I used to try to open my bottles up and then send out the samples. Got behind, bought too many bottles, shared too many bottles. Now I'm behind on my videos, and so I send stuff out before I actually review it. So at least the people in the States go, "Oh, look, it's no longer a bottleneck pour. Yay, Jason, you're doing it right." Well, actually, I'm not. It should look like this, which I just opened up today. All right, so there is a little bit of rose petals in here. It's a floral moment. Interesting. Yeah, now 46 versus 46% basically. Mm-hmm. The finish is really nice. This is going to be a C plus whiskey because of water and the finish. I like that. The fruitiness, a tiny little bit of that tropical fruit comes through, a little bit with the sherry sweetness in here. At least I'm thinking it's sherry sweetness, and the mineral. It's a little bit of mineral moment in there. What is missing is the waxiness. I do not get it. I do not really get the sherry. I'm not really sure. I bet this was 14 years old or older. If you would have said it's 8 to 10, I would have went, yep, that's about right. And this whiskey doesn't deliver what it promises, but it does deliver on things it didn't promise, which I didn't expect. For example, an interesting flavor experience. Now, the Clynelish 14, my batch, my bottle. Cheers. Here, I get the waxiness. Here, I get the honey. I get the orange peel. I get a little bit of the tobacco. I get some wood spice. I like. I like a lot. So, the nose starts with light candle wax, some sugar, and a faint floral fragrance. Adding a little bit of water brings this into focus. The candle wax is now more richly scented, as if when strolling near the beach, you have come across sun-dried flowers among the sand dunes. On the spicy palate, there is a signature oily mustard crispness, wow, which is underscored by some maritime saltiness in the satisfying drying finish. Whew. Better written than read in that case. All right, question of the day. What is your favorite Clynelish whiskey? Is it the 14? Is it a independent bottler? Is it maybe something from that Roy loves? He's signatory vintage cast strength collections there. What is your favorite Clynelish? Is it Game of Thrones? There's not that much Clynelish out there at all to really mention. They use it so much for their blends that is something that they do not gladly hand out. All right, C plus, value for money, it's a C. For those of us that wanted something called a Clynelish Secret Highland, I guess this is exactly right. For those of us who did not expect it, we could be pleasantly surprised at something a little bit different than what we hoped for. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, tell others, and WhiskyJason here, exotic and rare, and Clynelish 14. Dear to my heart when it's as good as it is. Bye-bye.